60 members of a civic club are going to a conference. They will travel using vans. Each van can hold 8 of the members, including the driver. What is the minimum number of vans they will need to go on the trip? Well, again, we're taking 60 people, and we know that each van will hold 8 people. Now, if it were an even amount, we would normally do this. We would divide 8 into 60. But 8 does not go into 60 evenly. We end up getting an answer of 7.5. Well, in this example, we cannot rent 7.5 vans. Therefore, we have to rent 8. Even if the answer had been 7.2, we still cannot rent 0.2 or 2/10 of a van. Therefore, we need an additional van to carry the extra members who would not fit on the first 7 vans. Therefore, the answer is 8. Harry has the following test grades in math: a 65, a 67, a 75, and a 70. In order to play football, he must have a mean score of 70. What is the lowest grade Harry can get on his last test to play football? Well, his last test will be test number 5, and we don't know what that grade is yet. This will be test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, and test 5. He has to have an overall average or mean of 70. Therefore, what we need to do is multiply 70 times the number of tests he will have taken up here to see the total number of points we will need. So we take 70 and multiply it by 5, and we get 350 points. Now, at the end of the day, we will take this same number, 350, and divide it by 5 to get 70, and that's how we come up with the number 350. So in other words, at the end of the day, by the end of the time he takes the 5th test, he will need a total of 350 points. Well, we see here that he already has 4 scores, and those add up to 277. So Harry has 277 points already, and he needs 350. Well, in order to find out what he needs on this final test, we will simply need to take the 350 and then subtract 277 from it. 350 minus 277. Again, the 277 is the sum of all 4 of the tests that we know he's already taken. This becomes a 10, down to 3. This becomes a 14. 7, 2, and 0. He will need a score of 73 to play football. Now, we can also check this by adding 65, 67, 75, 70, and 73 together. Adding those up together will add up to 350. 350 divided by the total number that he has to find the mean is 70. I'll simply work through this problem. Since we can't take 6 and subtract 9, we have to turn this into a 16 and borrow from the 2 to make that an 11. 16 minus 9 is 7. 11 minus 7 is 4. And we had to borrow from the 6 over here, and that becomes a 5. Our answer is 147. Excuse me, I did that one wrong. I wrote it down wrong. 623 minus 479. Please forgive me. That becomes a 13. 13 minus 9 is 4. But we had to borrow from the 2, and that became a 1. Well, that doesn't work, so we had to make that an 11 and borrow from here and make that a 5. 11 minus 4 is 4. And 5 minus 4 is 1. Answer is 144. Which point on the number line below represents a number with an absolute value of 4? Well, we know that the term absolute value means the distance from 0. And it can be on the plus side or on the negative side. Let's take a look and see if there are any numbers with an absolute value on the negative side of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, there's none there. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a winner, and it's point Z.